back to the Valley, the old farm. And as Mr. CDP would say, the money has gone up. I did a bunch of contracts between videos, as you can see. I can't remember how many baling contracts it was. It was quite a while ago. You can see we got a lot of bales. This is something that I've said in the past I don't normally do, but I was having fun on here. So, hey, you can see the results of it. You can see it didn't cheat the cash in. And so, yeah, and we need this cash. I am going to be buying another tractor very soon. So, yep. And also we need the electricity for that tractor. So if you've been following along, I was talking about the fact that I intended to potentially pick up a different tractor instead of the McCormick. And we are going to be buying that tractor today in a little while. So, yep. First, we're going to load up the BGA and then we're going to buy the tractor, which we're going to do now. So this is something that I did a very long time ago as a random fun project for me. So this is based on the Giants Case 720 that they released as a mod, and I converted it to be an EV. So I think the power output is exactly the same. The prices are the same. It just runs on electric charge. And I just did it as a fun thing to see if I could do it back. I don't remember when I did it. I did this, which I converted to electricity, and I did a T6, which I converted to run on methane. The T6 I used in my Greenlands series. So, yeah. I think it's a bit fun, and so we're going to give it a go. Yeah, and today's job is to plough in the cow pasture and seed it with grass to see if it works a bit better for grazing. It's supposed to work for grazing, but it doesn't seem to be giving us a lot of crop. So, yeah. We're going to borrow a bit of cash while we wait for the BGA to process. And I think with how many bales we've got, actually, once the BGA has processed, we'll probably be able to pay quite a lot of the loan off. And yeah, I want to buy this. It's going to be our plow. I know I am using it on a couple of saves now, but hey, it's a nice bit of kit. Yep, that's the plan. There's essentially 4 plots which make up this massive cow pasture, and if grazing doesn't really do its thing, then probably I'll just end up mowing it and silaging it. I am very tempted on here to, well, actually I'm not very tempted. I'm still kind of torn. It's really weird playing without Maize Plus for me, partly because of the whole grazing thing. And that's what I'm wondering. It's the only time I've used grazing without Maize Plus, and I'm wondering if that's why grazing appears to not be working very well. So I might need to dig into I made a bit of a tweak to the XML to make it so that with grazing, it would satisfy most of their feed requirement. And I'm wondering if that's why it's looking like it's not working very well. Maybe I didn't do that properly. So we'll see once the grass grows in whether this is going to work or not. And that might dictate whether I add in Maize Plus on here or not. So we'll see. We will see. So yeah, we're just going to get this ploughed in. In a segment that I'm pondering adding in to my videos, because it is quite often the case. What was I watching on TV? There were 2 things that I watched on TV as I was doing this, because this was spread over a couple of days. I'm still getting back into getting videos made. So as I was doing this, we were watching Oppenheimer, which I really enjoyed. It was kind of interesting watching that, knowing, you know, about how some other scientists of the era were treated as well. So yeah, really enjoyed that. I know it's been out for a very long time. It has recently become available on the TV service that we subscribe to, so we could watch it for free, in inverted commas. Well, it's part of the package that we pay for, so it's not really free, but you know what I mean. And then later on in the video, I was then watching Prison Break. I'm into series 3 now, and really enjoying that still. So yeah, that's cool. And yeah, that kind of jumped into my head as something random to throw into the videos. So you potentially will have noticed, because I'm not sure when I'm going to get this video finished. So it's Tuesday morning as I am voicing this video, and potentially this might not release until Wednesday. So videos are still a little sporadic. Good word. I like that word. And that is because over the weekend I was exhausted still. And it meant that I just didn't feel like really playing any video games. I didn't even really play any to not make content, which was kind of weird. So for a bit of background, last week, kind of like the week before, during the mega stressful periods, I started playing a bit of Expeditions on a fresh save, just so I could play the game and relax a bit. And didn't really feel like even playing that. Same with Timberborn. I played a little bit of that. I had an idea for a bit that I wanted to do in Farm Sim, and didn't really do much of that. I made the video that came out on Monday over the weekend, the Animal Food Editions one. I did do a little bit of data diving over the weekend for the follow-up to that. But yeah, I just didn't feel like playing video games over the weekend. I just kind of really just completely switched off. I did some stuff, like some real world stuff. So I think I said I wanted to get some things done outside. So I did get our patio cleaned up, and I have most of the ramp made for Joker, our greyhound, who's getting really very old. He's got a back problem, and it's affecting the mobility in his back legs. So we've got like 4 or 5 steps in the back garden to get down to the grassed area, and he's struggling with those. So we decided to make him a ramp so that he can get up and down those a bit easier. So yeah, got that made. I've got some rubber flooring that arrived yesterday while I was at work. So my job when I finish work today is to get that attached, and then we'll see how he does with that. I think the old guy doesn't have much time left, but I want to make his time while he is around as easy as possible for him. So yeah, got that done, but just felt so tired. Yeah. And yesterday, just got home and I was in work all day yesterday, and then got home and brain shut down completely. I did have you may or may not have seen. I think it is a community post on the YouTube channel, and I did it on the Maze Plus Discord, asking for questions about. I know this isn't the Maze Plus series, but I think it's the first video I've recorded since, asking for questions about Maze Plus related things that people would like videos on, and I got some really good suggestions. So I'm going to think about working on those. And I haven't done mini-series in a while, and it spawned some ideas for a couple of mini-series that I might spin out. Partly because they're fun, and a little bit like I did a bunch of episodes on here. I'm still feeling a little bit stale on Glenarden and Zaxthorpe. And so a bit of a mini-series might just still freshen things up a bit. Yeah. Things are still a little bit stale in the old Farm Sim land, so we'll see. Expeditions. I know some of you enjoy those videos, some of you maybe don't. Plan to get back to that soon. It's one of those ones where I need to find time in the day to sit and record a whole video in one go, so not had time for that yet. On top of doing the same for Timberborn, and the Timberborn videos are my I would rather make a Timberborn video than an Expeditions video at the moment. So yeah. But as things settle down again, we'll get back to those as well. And once I can get to the point where I'm regularly making content again, I'll start putting the schedule out again, because I kind of enjoyed having that. I always, at the moment I don't, but I usually have a schedule, and I just wasn't, I didn't really share it. But I think that's a good thing to do. It lets you guys know what's coming in the week and what to expect. But at the moment I don't have that. I'm just making videos as and when, and so I'm hoping that things will stabilize this week, and next week there probably will be a schedule. It really depends on how I'm feeling sort of towards the back end of this week, and whether I can get some content stacked up into next week, and how busy next week ends up looking. Work's kind of busy at the moment. Work's kind of busy. So, got a few new people joining the team, and that means as the person that's running the team, things are busy. Things are busy for me. So yeah. Oh well, I will survive. Song in that, I think. Anywho, I quite like this tractor. So yeah, as I said, this is available on my Discord as a download. If you want it. If you want to find it on my Discord, you have to go into the My Mods channel and scroll up quite a lot. So, but it's not hard to find. And yep, it's not on console. It's not going to be on console. It's not a significant enough change from the Giants original to qualify to be submitted to ModHub. Yes, I know it's still got an exhaust and all that kind of thing. I don't know enough about doing modding to take those things off. And, I really didn't care when I made it that it still had an exhaust. So it was for me, this was a kind of mental exercise back then in, could I convert the XML and, the links to the sound files and stuff, so that it uses the right sounds, it uses electric charge, you recharge it rather than refilling it with diesel and all that kind of stuff. And it works. I like it. And this is the first time I've used it beyond tutorial. I used it a lot in the precision farming tutorials that I did, but I've never used it in a Let's Play, and I think this is the perfect one. So we've got a BGA that we're putting a lot of silage through, so yeah, gonna be good. And it's got a fair bit of grunt as well, so be nice from that aspect as well. So I at this point I thought I was done. And then I remembered that there is the little bit of pasture up the back as well. So I thought we better plough that in and do that. So I'm trying to leave some of the land in to keep the natural look. I mean, you can see this looks like grazing has done something. But I find it kind of hard to tell that it's actually adding food in. So yeah, I figure if I plough this stuff in, it'll be more obvious. Because we'll see things definitely happening. So the map says it supports grazing. I might need to do the same in the sheep pasture as well. Yeah, we will see. As I keep saying. So as I come back to doing it, and I didn't take that long off. It felt like I took a long time off, and it always feels like when I go on holiday or for whatever reason that I take a break, I always find it quite hard to get back to doing this. The talking stuff for me never really came particularly naturally. It was something that I was encouraged to do, and I've kind of evolved into. And I always find it really hard to get back into. And when I'm looking down at the screen as I rewatch the edited version that I talked to, and I see that it's a 32-minute long video, it's always a little bit intimidating for me. Time to lease a seeder, and we're going for the horse pack. I think this is the DLC. You can correct me if I'm wrong, whether it's a mod that I've installed, but I think it's the DLC, and we're going to lease this guy. So it needs 200 horsepower, and I think this will be perfect for the job. So nice 6-meter cedar, and I think this will fit really nicely on here. We've got pretty fat tires, so we should be good. It's probably potentially a bit big for a tractor of this size, but on this series, I really am not too fussed about that kind of thing. I mean, there we've got, actually we should be using soon, so we've got the little baler, because for feeding certainly the horses and maybe the sheeps as well, having some small bales is going to be quite useful. So to get the balance right of the feed, mostly the horses actually. And I think, so I skipped ahead after this video into June. And then I'm actually ended up skipping straight to July because there's not a lot to do in June unless some contracts crop up. And I might end up doing those off camera between videos. We'll see. I'm not sure. I really don't know what videos are coming next on here at the moment. It's kind of as I feel like making them. And I have nothing else recorded for any games beyond this. So probably, yeah, we'll see. So it's Tuesday today. I've half a mind that I might do a little bit of a stream later. That really depends how I end up feeding after I've done the day at work. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Yeah, everything at the moment I am just taking day by day. It really actually kind of surprised me how usually, and I'm pondering something here, I'm usually quite a mentally resilient person. And usually I can bounce back from fatigue fairly quick. And I'm going to caveat that with I'm someone who's always a little bit tired. Quite often I say I'm tired when I'm doing these kind of things. So I'm always someone who's a little bit tired because I generally don't sleep great. And that has been a thing lately. But mentally I'm relative, I do get stressed, but I can then usually recover. And I'm finding that quite difficult at the moment. And the thing that's changed, because I'm looking at the packet of them, is the migraine meds. Now, the migraine meds seem to be working. I've been through an immensely stressful period, and I think I had 1 or 2 really bad headaches. For me, that is very good. I didn't have the vision problems that I get, and those are very often linked to stress. So it seems to be working, but I wonder if that's making it harder for me to recover. I don't know. Just something that I'm using. I go back and see the specialist in a couple of weeks' time. So, yeah. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how the migraine medication is helping manage the headaches. So, overall, I'm treating it as a win. So, some things for me that are positives on top of managing the headache pain stuff. It hasn't affected so the food problem I had at the start when I wasn't particularly eating brilliantly, wasn't feeling hungry, that seems to have stabilized, which is cool. In the past with medication that I've had to help manage headaches, it's made exercise really hard. We just need to get some more seed for the cedar. That doesn't seem to be a problem with this, which is good. Yeah, and I don't seem to be having some of the other side effects that the doctor warned about. So overall, I am happy. Frustratingly, I'm going to have to go and see my GP as well, because although the medication is prescribed by a specialist, I have to go to my GP to get additional amounts, and they won't just give it to me. They want to talk to me first. So they prescribed me some more last week, but only what's probably going to end up being enough for like 3 weeks. It might be that I can get the specialist to prescribe me a slightly longer supply when I go see them, and then go see the GP at some point. Don't like going to see doctors. Mainly because it takes time and you have to faff about sorting the appointments and all that kind of thing. Don't like any of that. Oh well. If it stops my brain hurting so much, it's got to be a good thing. So I've finished seeding the main big pasture. We've just pretty much got this one done, so we've just got the other two to do. Then we're going to get the field rolled. Yeah. This route worked really well. I think this is maybe something that I will think about buying if we keep this series going for a long time, which probably will, because I am enjoying playing on here. I've completely forgotten actually that we own the forest section as well still, so. And maybe I'll go back in with having an entire month of nothing to do. Maybe we'll head back over to the forestry section and work on clearing that. Maybe we could stick some animals in there. I don't know. So one of the things that had me pondering adding in Maize Plus is that with the updates to the animal food additions, I think some of the animals become more viable. So yeah, I'm not sure. And that's linked to some of the mini-series ideas that I've got. Anywho, what I'm going to do here is, because I ploughed right up to the power poles, telegraph poles, I'm not sure. I'm going to do a horrendous job of trying to seed round them. But I'm going to try and avoid doing a Clarkson and crashing into them. Who knows whether I'll achieve that. Yeah. We'll see. Lots of excitement, obviously. Because season 3 of Clarkson's Farm is on the way. The trailers are out. I've watched a little bit of them, but that seems to be coming with lots of clickbait news stories about Jeremy Clarkson and his girlfriend. And you guys know, I think I loathe clickbait. I try and avoid doing it. I occasionally do it on content, but try and avoid it. But yeah, that sort of stuff just kind of annoys me. I just had a message pop up on my phone, which I was just checking on. How did we... Yeah. Life was much simpler in the past, wasn't it? Back when your telephone was tied to the wall, and the only way you got communicated from it was when the bells on top of it rung or inside it. And you didn't even know who was calling you. You found out who was calling you by picking it up and talking to them. Oh, okay, I didn't achieve not crashing into them. Oh well. I had flashbacks doing this to Calmston and the trees on the secret plot of land on one of the free plots that I ended up ploughing in, and then using the landscaping tool to put grass round, so that if you put meadow round it, courseplay would sort of work. So yeah. Because Courseplay then treats it as an island in the field rather than actual farmable land. That might still be worth doing on here. Depends if we end up using Courseplay to mow it. I think this is going to be something that we mostly mow by hand, probably. Particularly as I ploughed relatively close to the fence. Yeah, they're interesting shaped plots. So this bit is nearly done. We've just got the bit behind the cowshed to do now, and the rolling. And obviously the BGA is busy processing. I don't have it set to selling yet, so that is a job we probably need to do next time, is get the rest of the silage processed and sold. The reason I don't have it set to selling yet is we need to use some of our electric charge to top our tractor up at the end of the day. So it's probably going to be wise actually for me to keep a few silage bales back so that we can generate some electric charge if we need to. And I could just put in a charging point so that we can just charge stuff up if we need, and pay for the electric charge. But I'd rather not do that, given we've got the capability to generate it. So yeah, I think maybe I'll just keep a few silage bales back, and because it processes really quickly, we can then just generate some. I'll have to have a look in the XML actually and just see how much a full charge is, and then I can see how many silage bales we need just to generate a full charge or a couple of full charges, and we'll just keep that back as like an emergency supply. I'll just store them next to the BGA maybe. That's probably a sensible idea. And wouldn't Greta be proud, hey? Wouldn't Greta be proud? And I guess the other thing that we've got that we can use is manure, but we don't seem to produce much manure because, base game. And I don't think it's going to take too long to seed this little area. We've not got too many bales left to put through. I think we've got some bits and pieces to sell on the farm as well. We've got some wool pallets to sell and some melons to sell and that kind of thing. So we did that next time as well. That tree might need to go. Although it's a birch tree, so we're a pain in the butt to deal with. Yeah. There's one I hope giants saw in FS25. Like the non-straight trees that they want you to do forestry with actually behaving when you cut them down. That would be nice. There is quite a lot of forestry on this map, so maybe our next focus should be on investing in forestry a little bit, because we've got the big forestry plot. There's this big plot next to us that we could maybe look to sell our current plot and move to this one in the future once we've cleared the other one. Yeah, there's so much we could do on here. There is so much we could do on here that's different to what I've done many times in the past. I did find actually as well, and I'm not sure what's going on with it, that the VCA kept disengaging four-wheel drive and the diff locks and stuff. I'm not sure why it was doing that. Anyway, it was a bit of it made things a bit of a faff, and whether that is an indication that this tractor is really not big enough for this feeder, but the McCormick, which is physically bigger, is not powerful enough. Now I think we can up the power on that. As Eagles would say, I think we can get a screwdriver out and turn the boost up a little bit. Now, I don't think that works in a modern tractor. We probably need to get a laptop out and plug it in somewhere and do a few more things. And probably not even that. It's probably I don't know. Anyway, because it's a video game, what we can do is we can take it to the repair point and press a couple of buttons and give it more power. Yeah. Which at some point I might end up doing. So. I enjoyed this little job. It was fun. I don't remember when I actually played all of this stuff, so it feels like it was a long time ago. It might not have been. So I think at this point I've rolled the main area, and we've still got a bit to do, but I knew at this point I'd also recorded quite a lot of footage, and I do find doing commentary for videos that are this long quite tricky. So yeah. I do prefer personally to keep them at the kind of 25 minute point to do the voicing. It's really hard to talk to yourself for 30 plus minutes. Anyway, at this point, I'm going to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. If you're watching and you're interested in any of those, there are links below for Patreon, or there's the join button for YouTube channel membership. I think Patreon's probably better value for you and me, but that's up to you if you're interested. All totally optional, obviously. I had not done the main field. Oh well, unless I put the clips in the wrong order, which is entirely possible. I don't know. A tired old man does farming. Definitely feel old. Definitely feel old at the moment. I went back to I've been trying to get to the gym once a week lately. I say lately for the last couple of weeks, and I think in the long term that's going to help me. But I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So I'm sure it'll be good for me in the long term. But in the short term, things ache. Things ache. I tell you, if a 40-something-year-old me wishes I still had the body of 20-something-year-old me, and I would probably tell 20-something-year-old me to go a bit easier on the old chassis and look after it a little bit more, because it's got a lot of miles to do still. Yeah. There were a lot of miles to do. Anyway, we're pretty much done here, so going to get this rolling finished up, and I'm not sure what we're going to be back with next, either in terms of videos on the channel or jobs on here. So if you enjoyed the video, click the like button, comments, questions or suggestions below, and I will see you guys next time.